What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give my predictions for game week 1 in the new Premier League season. Liverpool, Bournemouth, both teams I feel like are quite similar in terms of their strengths and weaknesses. Both very good going forward, but both going to be weak defensively, at least at the start for Bournemouth. Obviously Liverpool are just like a scaled up version because they have better players, because they spent a lot more money. But because of that, I do think they're going to win 4-2. It's going to be a high scoring game, it's going to be very entertaining, and it will be a sign of things to come for both these sides. Aston Villa against Newcastle. A tough game to call this because, I mean, at Villa Park, at least when these two meet in the Premier League, it's always like, it's quite even, you know. Villa have won 10, Newcastle won 9. At St James's is very one-sided to Newcastle, but at Villa Park it's quite even. Villa did win the last one 4-1, which means Newcastle are due a win now. But obviously Newcastle have had a lot of shit behind the scenes so far this transfer window. Jacob Ramsey could also be in that Newcastle team to face Villa if the transfer is done in time. I don't know if it will be, but I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I think it's just tough to call. I mean, they met on the opening day a couple of seasons ago when Newcastle won 5-1 at St James's. Brighton against Fulham. Fulham haven't strengthened their team. Brighton have strengthened their team. Brighton also very strong at home. They're very difficult to beat, and I think they're going to win 2-1. Hopefully Buonanotte is in the team, and hopefully he scores as well. Sunderland against West Ham. It's the Black Cats' first game back in the Premier League, and they're at home. The stadium light is going to be electric. West Ham are a bit of a hard team to predict, you know. They've got some excellent players, but they've definitely got weaknesses. But just with it being Sunderland's first game back up, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Sunderland win, man. I feel like the momentum will just carry them through this game. Tottenham against Burnley. Tottenham have just lost in the Super Cup, and they use a lot of strong players in that team as well, so they could be a bit tired. But Burnley, I just feel like aren't good enough going forward to take advantage, especially with Thomas Frank now as a manager. He's very adaptive. There is a chance Burnley gets something here, but I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham. Hopefully the mentality from Tottenham is one of anger and not one of sadness, because they did bottle it against PSG, but it's a real test of their mentality now. Wolverhampton against Manchester City. I think Manchester City are going to win 3-1. They've made some very good additions in the transfer window. Wolves have lost 2 of their best players, and they have signed a few, but yeah, I just don't think they're going to do very well this season. But Rodri will be out because he unfortunately did re-injure himself in the Club World Cup. Why they decided to play him in that competition, I don't know. Pep Guardiola, come on, man. But Man City should still be more than strong enough. Jeremy Doku is going to score. You heard it here first. Nottingham Forest against Brentford. I've gone 3-0 Nottingham Forest. I think it'll be very comfortable. Keith Andrews' first ever managerial game is going to end in embarrassment, and Johan Visser will be begging Marinakis to make another bid for him. Chelsea against Crystal Palace, a London derby, the first one of the new season. Chelsea playing in the Club World Cup means that they have not had any real rest, unlike the rest of the teams in the league. I know Man City were in it as well, but they got knocked out a fair bit earlier. But Crystal Palace have to play some Conference League qualifiers, and although they are, you know, going to be against a team that, with all due respect, should be a lot weaker than Crystal Palace, and it should be a very easy tie for Crystal Palace, that might play on their minds a little bit. And they did have a good record at Chelsea last season. They drew 1-1 at Stamford Bridge early last season, but I do think Chelsea are going to win 2-1, especially with, you know, the uncertainty around the futures of Guehi and Eza. Manchester United against Arsenal. They drew the fixture 1-1 last season. Both sides have made some good transfers, but for me, Arsenal are going to win the league, so they're going to win this game 2-0. Declan Rice will score, and I'm going to say Gyökeres against his former manager also gets on the score sheet. And Benjamin Sesko is going to have a stinker against the club that was very heavily linked with him first. Finally, Monday night, Leeds against Everton. It's Leeds' first game up since, well, only a couple of years ago, to be fair. But it's not like Sunderland, who have been away for quite a long time now. Everton have made some great transfers, but will be without Jared Branthwaite, and Leeds will have Jack Harrison back, who was on loan at Everton the last 2 years. And they've also signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It would be very Everton for Leeds to win this 1-0 in the 96th minute with a Jack Harrison cross to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I mean, I don't want that to happen because I feel like that would just be so harsh on Everton. But I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. It's a tough first game for Everton, going up against a new promoted team, away from home under the lights. I think Leeds have the potential to stay up, but if they are going to, then they need to be competitive in these sorts of games against the mid-table teams. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.